Hello everybody, welcome to Canadian Immigration Channel. This time we're talking about settlement plan. I was asked about it several times. I think we spoke about it when we discussed provincial immigration before. So what is settlement plan and how it could help you to immigrate to Canada? Technically speaking, settlement plan is your homework. This is your explanation to immigration officers, especially to provincial immigration officers, how your family or you just by yourself would be settled in a particular province. Example of the province which love settlement plans would be Manitoba. Those guys, they love those, right? They ask them at different stages of immigration process. They ask sometimes at an interview with the officers. We do have examples, like quite recent examples, where people who were almost accepted by Manitoba, I mean they were at the last stages, they were asked to provide settlement plans, like pretty much draft a paper. There's no compulsory length of the paper, like how big should it be, how complex, but they were asked to provide a document which will explain how these people will settle in the province. So what would they do, which school their kids would be going to, how they would find their first job, presumably, of course, what would they do if their occupation is licensed, how they would get licensed, how their spouses would be looking for the first job, whether they would need additional courses or not, what was the situation with the real estate, how they would find their first home, etc., etc. So this is your explanation which will help you to persuade a provincial officer that you did your homework, right, that you indeed are looking to immigrate to a particular province of your choice. This settlement plan might be useful and actually proved itself useful a couple of times when our clients went for an external session with the province of New Brunswick, and once in the recent year, I think, was it? Yeah, I think it was a year, where there was a conversation with the officer from Prince Edward Island. So I don't want to plunge into details here, but the conversation itself went on and on whether the person indeed wants to live in a province and how she would be able to prove it. And our client actually pulled out the well-prepared settlement plan where she just put it on the table, telling the officer, this is my homework, this is what I structured here. So from A to Z, these are the stages which will be taken, how I will find my first house, what are the prices for real estate, like how I would find a rental place, etc., etc., etc. So this document describes everything. I just put it on paper for you, for your convenience to read. That was very persuasive, and that actually helped the person to nail it down and get an invitation to apply from the province. So therefore, if you're looking to go for a provincial session, you want to be absolutely prepared. Like, anything could happen. It could be a simple session of New Brunswick where they just give you basic information about the province and tell you, voila, later on you could apply. Or it could be a session where you have 5 minutes face-to-face conversation with an officer, and within those 5 minutes you have to impress him or her with your preparedness. So that's where a settlement plan might actually work and be useful. If you need examples, if you're going in a session, feel free to drop us a line. It's not that I would share samples of settlement plans here, but for those of us who are working, for those of you who are working with us, for those of you who are coming for consultation, I will be glad to give you examples and share a few thoughts and ideas how to work properly on the plan. Stay tuned with us and of course subscribe for the channel.